Holy shit, I'm live. Still here. Crazy, right? How you doing? What's going on? Get a sip of my cranberry juice. It's breakfast time. I don't know if anybody considers liquids to be a breaking of fast. I don't necessarily. As far as everyday eating is considered, I consider breaking a fast when you eat. This is not. I guess it's eating. So whatever. Cranberry juice. A little bit of coffee, maybe. Maybe. We'll talk about astrology and light workers. Ugh. Ugh. Light workers. Not all of them. Because there's some are light workers. And they know who they are. There's a lot of these Mary Poppin light everywhere. We've ascended. We're on the mothership. Robert Hammond, what's up? Yeah. Azu. They're. Where are they in the dark realms? I want to know. Where are these supposed light workers in the dark realms? I don't see them there. The one's always like, "Hi, light workers. Light workers are us. Come get our goodies. We got the snackies and their sprinkles, and it's all fantastic. Isn't it great?" If you're so light, if you are this wonderful being of light, why don't I see you in the dark realms? You wouldn't need to be out there in the sunshine. You'd be in the darkness where, I don't know. I'm going to retitle this. Jesus was often found hanging with the sinners, prostitutes, drunkards, idiots, fools, tax collectors. Yes, it was well known. Why? Well, I don't know. Maybe that's where the knowledge is needed. That's where the light is needed. Everybody else want to go, "I'm a light worker." No, you're not. You probably are bringing darkness to that realm. They're embarrassed by you. People are like, "Hi, I do all this. I can read your chart and I got astrology and I do tarot. I read it. It's good. It's all bright. It's light. Ha ha ha." I never see that. I never see them in the fucking dark places. Sprinkly fairies, the pixie dust, and all the. Where are they in the dark places? Huh? Not there. Where's their light? I thought their light was shining. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. So if you are light, then go to the dark places. Nobody will bother you, and you'll be a light upon them. Isn't that the purpose? No, you're just gonna go to where it's light and then consider yourself a light worker. It's just not how it works. You're heavy duty. You're like poo poo. You're full of shit. Because you haven't done the dirty shit work in the depths of your that darkness in you. If you collected it, it's not about expressing it. It's not that. It's just understanding what it is and how to transmute it into light for everyone. That's what it is. And they go, "No, everything's positive. I'm just positive. It's got to be positive. You're so negative. We don't accept your negativity over here." A battery doesn't work without a positive and a negative pole. I've had these conversations with these people, and they don't like me. Well, they shouldn't like me, because I'm everything they can't be. I'll walk into dark places. They're like, "Why are you going and hanging out and doing that?" Because I don't find them any different than you. In fact, you should probably be where they are. But yeah, you go into shiny, bright places to cover the fact that you're not a being of light. You're not a light worker. That's the point. You see? It's something I've been speaking about for many, many moons, many sun cycles as well. And I'd like to also talk about astrology, astrological timing, astrological the energies, how that kind of functions. If anybody is very aware, they want to know what sign are you? Well, that's great. You can know someone's sign, and that'll give you a pretty big clue into. And then you could find somebody's moon sign, and then their rising, and then
You know, and there's a few others that are important, but well, I don't understand why people just go. They find astrology to be so like one people that don't get it. They go, "Oh, that's stupid. It's just in the Sunday paper." Like it's so retarded. Like you realize the business owners that you jack off over. You're like, "Oh, this guy's so smart." You realize they use astrology. The billionaires, they use astrology for everything they do. That's a fact. And you're like, oh, astrology means nothing. No, moguls on this fucking planet use it to put their businesses together, to run when to put things out. Like, they're using it. It's high level, like divination from they're using divination of the stars and the planets and the what you call the planets and the energies. So I don't understand. Like people believe and can see and accept that the sun provides them light and nourishment and food, and they see that the sun provides them a type of light and energy at the evening time. I even call people uh, Looney Tunes or crazy. Oh, lunar? Okay. So they accept that the sun and moon, big bodies of energy in the sky, they accept that they exist, but they place no value on any sway it has into the formation of your being and personality, even, and aspects of you. So they look at the stars and they go, "Oh, those little lights in the sky. Those are some of them are planets." Fucking retarded people are to believe that a light in the sky is a ball of dirt. Do you know how stupid that is? A ball of fucking dirt is not going to reflect light a million zillion miles through the cosmos. It doesn't work that way. It's fucking moronic. But yet, if I see that light in the sky, it's obviously having some sort of effect on something. I mean, why would they be there? What would be the point of that? That's a planet. How is that a planet? It wouldn't be glowing. So all the other planets glow, but this one, if you look at it at night, it doesn't glow. There's nothing glowing here. But we can see that millions of miles. What a moronic. How silly these people are. And all of the stars are the same, just about the same size. Even the ones that are a million miles away and then 100 million light years, same size. Really weird. So it beams light from way over there. That's just way over. There it is. That's a sun from another. Of course, you know that. Yeah, thanks. Who told you that? Because they got there how? They get on their spaceship and go there. Did they look through a telescope that's can see trillions and zillions of. That's what you. See, this is the this is the dumb shit, and it's funny to me. And you present this, and they go, "Oh, this the NASA astrology school. They tell me this stuff. You're stupid. Why you know? They wouldn't lie to me. They like me." Eh, okay, sure. I guess you don't like to use the mind that you were gifted with. So I will go ahead and take that for you. You don't need it. You don't need your mind. I'll control it for you. Oh no, you already have somebody doing that. The government's doing that because they care about you. Yeah, it's to keep you, just keep you as a they call 'em, chop your genitals off a eunuch. Although eunuchs were, revered in the Indian culture. The ones born, there's different ways of getting there. Some were happened afterwards. Um, yeah, the astrology thing. Obviously there's some sort of clockwork to things. Some things get moved, some things can be changed, some things can be altered. But certainly these things have some sort of. You know what? I have every time I wear a white or a light colored shirt, there's a whole chance I'm gonna spill something on it because of all of this. And I really don't want to because I really like this shirt. So what I'm gonna do right now, if you would just give me uno momento, por favor, I'm going to change my shirt because I don't want to stay in this. Is that fair? Great. You guys wait right there. I'll be right back. Now, for whatever reason, it is even though it's Nothing's changed other than the color of the shirt. I will not spill. I will not spill anything on this shirt. So I just won't spill anything on it. If I have a light colored shirt, guarantee I'm gonna get a stain on it. I don't know how that happens. I don't know who made those rules. I think it's an astrological rule. Oh yeah. Well, what's up, Divine Hazel? How am I? How do I be in this fine day in autumn? Oh, it's autumn. I didn't even realize it was autumn. Great. Got another good night's sleep. That's good. I got to hang out with a buddy of mine. Ate some good food yesterday. Got some chime tree. Watched the sky was crazy last night. Crazy. It was the weirdest, strangest. I don't know if anybody's can co-sign this wherever you live, but here in Louisiana, it was really weird. It was really crazy. Me and my buddy were at the chime tree, and so we were sun gazing. I was explaining to him something about sun gazing and how you can pull sun into your eyes and flip basically energy, the colors of everything changes. You can flip them and invert them. I'm talking about inverting colors. And so I'm just sun gazing. I was like, here's how to sun gaze. So if you're kind of squinting, here's how to let more light into your eyes, even if you haven't done it in a while. And there's this guy that's there, really interesting dude, wearing all Flower of Life gear, like juggling and spinning sticks and whatever, like super duper hippie, probably an actual real deal light worker. And anyways, so we're sun gazing. I was telling him how we could invert colors and da. And when we leave, we're going to a restaurant. Realize it's getting dark, and realize all of the power was out. I don't know. I have to look up what happened, but all the power was out. Like, not around the whole city, but it was definitely where we were driving around. And as it got darker and darker, the color of the sky was this interesting purpley blacky. It's a color I've never seen before. So it's really weird. So it's lights are off everywhere. The restaurants are all closed. Like, people are sitting outside, but they're like, waiting, they were getting served, and then shit shut down, whatever. So we're like, okay, let's just go across town where there's probably lights on. So as we're going across town, it's getting darker, and the lights are on. But the sky is this intense, Vanta, Vanta, Vanta black. It's like the blackest of black. It's almost not even black. It's like a purpley something. And it was as if all of the buildings that had lights on, it was as if the darkness was eating the light off of these buildings. Because normally there's lights everywhere. So even if it's dark out, like I've walked through the city for almost 10 years now, at all hours of night. Driven around all hours, and the light from everything, it's lighting up the area. Now we're driving this. It's like we're both like, what the? It was as if the light that was supposed to be spreading out and radiating off these buildings and lights here's the signs, and it was like the darkness from out here was just eating it. And we sat down at this restaurant across town. We're eating, and just the sky was just like this darky, matte black, purpley. And the energy was really, really interesting too. It was as if there was, when you're in your house, there's a general sense of a little bit of vibration, because I don't know how sensitive people are to this kind of stuff. But anyone knows when your power goes out, a sound changes and an energy changes, because there's no power running through your house. And it's this complete silence of just balanced. I love it. I really enjoy it. Some people makes them very queasy and uneasy. And so the entire thing as we're driving, that was how it felt. And when we sat down at this restaurant, it was like just this monochromatic, monotone. And people like across town, people were out eating and everything, and people were, at restaurants, and everything was happening, man. But it was just the strangest night sky I've ever seen by far. And then I have a video, maybe I'll share with you guys. We're sitting by on the bayou. I don't know if we're down at the bayou, and the sky is blue. I mean, well, not blue. The sky is black. It's perfectly. I mean, there's lights around us and whatever, but it's just like one solid color. It's not. There's no clouds or anything. And then all of a sudden we're talking, look up, and then all of a sudden there was these ripple clouds. Like, you know, like if you were to like throw a stone into a pond and the ripple that would come out, that's how the clouds looked in the sky, but it was just in one area. It was the weirdest thing. It came out of nowhere. There wasn't in the northern, not in the eastern, not in the western sky, but the southwestern sky, I guess. And it was like ripples. It was like, have you ever seen like somebody with wavy hair? Like somebody puts a do-rag on, they get wavy waves. It looked like that, so it would just be like a cloud, and then it'd be nothing, and then a cloud, and that was going on for what would appear to be, I don't know, it was half of the sky. And then one planet was out, and it was glowing orange. It was Mars, because somebody walked by, and I was like, "Do you know what planet that is?" I'm guessing it is, but it was very, planets again. So that's Mars right there. I was like, that's orange, huh? He's like, it was not white. I said, look over here. He's like, yeah, that's Venus. I was like, oh, so he knew a little bit about astrology. I mean, he lived in the area, so I'm sure if you live near the bayou, kind of out stargazing. So yeah, man, really interesting energy yesterday. So that was my last night, and I had good sleep. Yes. Yeah, Divine. It is an unwritten universal law about wearing white. If you wear white, you're going to stain it. You can't get away. It doesn't matter what you do. You could be just. I don't even want red wine, and you'll end up with red wine stains. Like, where did this come from? And somebody's going. It just doesn't. You can't. I think it was Savan Bomar who said, when you're wearing white, stains really, like, it's obvious that you're stained. It's about healers and workers and that do all of this. Like, isn't it interesting that doctors wear white, so it's very obvious when they're stained. When people wear robes of white, anything, it's very clear what you've made a mess. Other people like to wear black, so you can't see the mess they made. Gina, it happens all the time. You talking about the sky? You talking about the sky or the clouds? Because the sky thing, I've lived everywhere. I've lived in the middle of the country. I've lived at the ocean. I've lived on the sound side. I've lived where there's no light pollution, like on an island. I've seen, the Milky Way, all of this, and I've seen dark skies, but I have never seen something the darkness of the sky that I did yesterday. It was just it was another realm. It was like passing through some sort of plasmic thing. It really felt that way. It felt that way and looked that way. Peace, love. Venus is green like the heart. You want to see green heart? There you go. Maybe that'll give it to you. 528. 528 is the password. 528 hertz. That's the center color of green. 528 hertz is the C note. See, they put it to 440, and it's supposed to be 432, but you could also tune it to 528. 528 is 6. Yes. 432 is 9. 432, 4 and 3, 7, 2, 9. 5 plus 2, 7, 7 plus 8, 15, 5 plus 1, 6. So 528 is the center point. That's why it's 6, 3, 6, 9. This is why I prefer 528. And that's why the color of most of reality is green. You go out into the forest, it's all green everywhere. So that's the center point of your center C on a piano, your center C of the universe. It's the color green. And probably why most of the mathematics on this planet are based upon phi, V, A. Maybe that's why I wrote that in the title. astrology and pi. But yeah, so we have 365 days in a year. It's 360 as a circle plus the five extra for Venus. And also putting a star, a 5-pointed star in a circle, gives you 360 degrees in a circle divided by 5, which gives you 72. That 72 is the number of years that most people live here. We're supposed to live way longer, but it's a coding for people that fall into the coding on this realm. And the coding is 72 years. It's about the average lifespan, right? You can listen to everybody say, oh, it's 68 and 71. It's not right. And, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And there's also, they'll say, the oldest living person is 103 years old. No, it's not. It's people that don't fill out your fucking surveys and birth certificates and shit. There's lots of people that are way older than that. Way older than that. They don't take those into consideration when figuring out what the average median mean number is for how long people live. So if there's 1 million people that live to 68, and they're not accounting for one that lives way older, there could be a few that they're in their hundreds and hundreds. So the Venusian V is the Roman numeral V. It's a 5. It's a physical phi cycle reality. The cycle of 5. 5 fingers, 5-pointed star, head, 2 arms. Allah. Arm, leg, arm, head. Allah. That's your 5-pointed star. So when you praise to Allah, you praise yourself. You know, like this is Allah. 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 That's what it is. Yes. Islam. I self-law, I'm master. Figure that one out. Bible. Basic instructions before leaving Earth. I never bought into that one. That one's ridiculous. Yeah, both of your parents lived to 77. Ah, nice. A nice. Whenever you get the double digits, you got 11. Looks at master numbers, right? You got 11, 22, 33, and then nobody really talks about 44, 55 speed limit, 65 another speed limit, but it would be 66, route 66, right? 44, nobody really talks about 44 except in the context of 144, 144,000. So you got 11, 22, 33, that's always talked about. 44 people don't talk about. 55 people don't talk about, other than that's the standard, you know, that's how fast you go. Or 555, you know, that's the number for 555, 5555. So that's a physicality number. I mean, isn't that interesting that no code in the phone is, you can't call someone with 555? What is that? Maybe you can. Maybe you just don't know the area code. maybe that's for expressive information for other portals. Could be. Are you sure? Are you sure that's not a phone line to Venus? Maybe you just got to put a few more numbers before that, because just because you dial, 3, 6, 10 numbers. Maybe it's not 10 numbers. Maybe you got to dial a few more in front of it that you don't know. Maybe that's the code to talk to people in Venus. Sure. So then we got 66 for Route 66. Another code that people don't like to talk about. Oh no, it's dangerous. It's part of. So Venus and Saturn, right? Saturn is 666, which is Satan, right? And isn't Venus the moon, and Satan is the sun of the outer realm? Saturn is the sun of the outer realm, and Venus isn't that right? And then you have 77. 77 is about scythe. Isn't that the thing that how do you cut down all the wheat and the chaff? A sickle or a scythe? I think they're Scythian, and then sickles. Then 88 is obviously the number to go to infinity. You can pass through realms. 88. How fast did Marty McFly have to go? 88 miles an hour. So 88 is another code. Then 99. Everybody gets to 99 years old. They're about to get into the hundreds. You've completed a life. You've done it. Congratulations, 99. You've accomplished it. That's the coding. The no stains on white shirt. Yeah, it can't happen. Can't happen. Never gonna happen. You could put a white shirt on anytime. You could be doing laundry. You could be doing all white laundry with bleach around you, and the whole place could be white linen night. We do white linens here in New Orleans, which means you do white linen, which means you getting fucked up and everything's getting stained, and then the next day, or is it the next week? Is it? I think it's the next week. You just wear the unwashed suit again, and it's just basically like, I don't know if it's the next day or the next week. I always forget. It's like you just fucked up and you have brunch with the same linen suit that's all tore up. It's just yeah, white linens, and then yeah, I mean, you could go into it could be white everywhere, and you're still gonna walk out the place somehow stained with something. Yeah, and it's inevitable. Oh man, look at that. 16, 16, 18, 18. Interesting. Interesting codes. That's really interesting. Huh. Oh, so speaking of, so I got a little more download of information on that. Remember I was telling you about Gambino, and it was about the fourth. Well, uh, somebody else that had, I don't know if the person was talking about Trump or Gambino. But he said that what was missed in the code was it's the transit of the sun, and they said you didn't look into like Rahu and Ketu, and there was like a transition of the sun that you need to wait for before that happens. Like that coding is pretty correct, but you have to wait for the transition into Scorpio, somewhere near that. So he was saying closer to the 20th. So the transition from the sun sign going into Scorpio is the 20th. So somewhere around that or a little before that. So it still could be a code, or it could be wrong. I could have missed that one. I mean, it's not all my works, but still interesting. It's pretty much in there. I mean, you could there's a lot of it's a difficult thing to predict the future, even if you know the codes, because there's so many. But yeah. So I don't think Trump dies. I don't think they kill his character. Although here's what I did here yesterday was oddest thing. There was a video from a Joe Biden speech in 1990 something, early 90s, and he was talking about the year 2020 and about something that was going on. I don't remember what it was in reference to. It was like talking about like Iran oil. I don't know what the hell he was talking about. It's like, I mean, if you're talking about Iran, it'd be very, very funny, because there's some Iran conflict thing that's about to happen. But he was saying that he goes, I'm almost certainly not going to be, I'm not going to make it through 2020. He said something to that effect. He just said, I'm not going to make it through 2020. And considering how senile he is, and like how, like the joke was on Trump, but now he's like, he wasn't even really sick, really. I mean, if you just look at it, it's so retarded. The whole thing. So, and as I point out plenty of time, Joe Biden is JB, Joachim and Boaz, and just like they have to bring down they had to bring down the twins, the towers. Like watch the movie Back to the Future. The twins are in. There's a bunch of coding about the Twin Towers in Back to the Future, and the towers are Joachim and Boaz, and that's why they had to take the two towers to make one tower. So that's getting rid of the duality and putting it into one single World Trade Center. You have to take Joe Biden down. So it's really interesting that he would say that years and years ago, and could that coding come true? That he falls. Because he's seen how crazy. So if he did get the faux Macarona 19, the Macarena, that'd be interesting. That's interesting. Drops of Jupiter. It's funny, peace, love. I'll have to read it. Drops of Jupiter. I was just listening to 30 Seconds to Mars. I mean, maybe I'll do a whole thing on that today later. Maybe I'll just sit out for a little bit and go listen to some of my favorite bands with names of. So you have like a Saturn bands, and then Drops of Jupiter's a song. 30 Seconds to Mars. There's definitely gonna be some codings, but the 30 Seconds to Mars. I've never seen any of their videos. Their music is fine. I like the guy Jared Leto. I like him. He's a good actor. I like his music. But me and a bunch of people were watching. Like, man, there's some heavy duty coding in their music video. Like it was just start to finish explicit coding. It was not like why would they do that? That's just fun. That's just cool to do that. No, they were telling you something about astrology. Yeah. I haven't. I'll check it out though. Gina, you plan to live to 86? I think Gina, I think that plan will change, and there's a lot of reasons for that. You're basing it in a linear reality that it would be nice to just get out to 86, 40 more of this. This doesn't exist like this no more, not soon. So you'll either want to turn that into, what do you say? How old are you now? 40. So you're 46. You might want to turn that into finishing up at 47. 47 is what? That's Jupiter, right? Is that what 7? Yeah. 74 is coding for Jupiter. Funny, yeah. You might want to just get out of here then. Or if things turn in the other direction, you might want to stay around for a few more 100 years. Could be a fun age to be hanging out here. C Noble, yeah, you got the 5%ers. Yeah, you got the 5%ers. You got the 85, the 10, and the 5. 85% of people are never gonna get it. You got 10% of people that are trying to fuck everything up. Like they know the knowledge, but they're trying to fuck things. And then you got 5% of people that are out there going, "This is yo, what up? We're trying to help out here." Yeah, 5%ers, man. That's what's up. Trump is 88. Yeah, look at. I mean, hey, see Noble. Trump is 88. Go watch Back to the Future. He's in the third one, right? The future one. Trump is in it. Biff Tannen. When he owns, you can even watch in the third one. There's a screen where you see we're watching a film and there's towers falling in it. It's really interesting. There's if anybody wants to, I'll play the video for you on. If you guys want to go over to Zoom Room, I'll screen share with you and show you the video. It's like maybe 20 minutes long, but it's one of the most awesome videos I've ever seen. It's by these people that call it Sync Book, and they're incredible. They do it's a bunch of them that do like next level code stuff of like movies. They decode movies and how that shows you future events, and they do 9/11 and Back to the Future. It's insane. And they connect Robert Zemeckis and some other movies he's made, and Marty McFly and 88 and Biff Tannen and Trump and all of this. Yeah, really cool stuff. Yeah, someone mentioned that yesterday. Yeah. Okay, I'll try to do a whole show on Mars, 30 Seconds to Mars, and drop some Jupiter. And if anybody can give me some more, you can tell me right now, and I'll try to remember it. But you can always email me. Sometimes they go to spam. I don't know. So, and sometimes I'm just like, I get too many emails, and I'm like, fuck all this shit. But you can email me. That should be beneath the Luminous. If it's not, I'll add it to it. But I don't like to add it to it because then too many people email me, and I'm like, ugh. Yeah, or you can just put it after the show. You can just write in the comments if anybody knows other things that have to do with astrology. Give me the planets. Give me those major ones, like songs or TV shows or something like that. We can kind of fuck around and see if we can decode something there. Interesting. C Noble 2020 divided by 666 is that 333. Yeah. Harris voters text the number 8822. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. They don't just randomly pick this shit. Rubber Hammock QB17. I'm definitely not following you. I'm not following you. Are you talking about like a quarterback? Maybe who's number 17 in the league right now? That might tell you something. I don't know what you're getting at with the QB hammock. Although if it turns nice out, if it stays nice out, doesn't look like it's right. I might have take my hammock outside. I haven't used it all year, man. I brought it to the park a couple times. Hmm. Yeah, the Trump '88 thing is really interesting. Does his name also does his is his whole name, is it Donald J. Trump? Is it Donald Trump, or is it just Trump that codes to '88? And which cipher? Is it English, or is it Jewish, or is it reverse? I mean, yeah, there's so many different ones, but there's major ones that they use for a reason. Text your vote to determine how many still brain dead. You know what's funny about that? There's somebody's channel that I really like, and he's a great artist, great. I really like this dude, and he's like he's just pushing for Trump to win. Like it's just there's a couple people that really be putting things out there, and they're really cool. I really like them, but they're still like in the system, believing that Trump is somehow like. I mean, I hope for the general class of the masses. I mean, I wish it'd be somebody else completely, but you can't really get into the race non-affiliated. I mean, you could write in your ballot and you could try to run. If you ain't got enough money, you can't. You're not even gonna get a fucking. You're not gonna get onto the main stage with these people. There's no way you're gonna win. It's already selected. See, like I'm just like he's like, everybody's got to get out and vote. I need you to tell me why you're gonna vote for Trump. Da da da. Tell me about this. This Trump, 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 Trump. And I was like, it's already selected. These people aren't elected. Your vote doesn't matter. What don't people get about this? This is we've discussed this in full. It's already been disclosed to the entire population. That the media is full of shit. They're lying about everything. That politicians never keep their promises. They never do anything. All the things that Trump was supposed to do based on the QAnon and all of this, and none of that shit happens. None of it does. That's all media. Like, and then they choose and they cherry pick the media stories that they want to believe in. That's what they do. They cherry pick what they want. So it fits their narrative. They're no better than the media themselves. I'm like, who didn't get it? There's a small possibility. It's such a fraction of a possibility that Trump is actually anti the whole thing and he's going to blow the whole system up. Small. Like that he could like he's just taking on the entire cabal basically. I mean, maybe, but at even if he is that dude, which that would be really great. I really hope it. I hope they're right. But even if he is, he's still already going to be selected in. It's not everyone. The point is, if you already think that there's not enough people to vote for Trump, it's not even close. It's not even close. The amount of people that are going to go vote for Biden, okay, they're so brain dead they might even make the wrong choice while they're in the booth and push the wrong button and it's insane. And I still can't get it. Like I know people that are so wildly in touch with all this shit, and then they just go, and they slide over here on some just random bullshit. It's so crazy. Okay, I got you. I got you on the. Oh, Robert, I got you on the 1017 code. Yeah. I didn't see you on the QB. I don't know what that had to do, but yeah, the 1017 code is all over the place. Um, the few events that occur on that place were supposedly Madonna, supposedly perhaps Iran stuff, World War III stuff, um, um, the what do they call them, EMPs. I mean, again, all of those things to me are all non-events, but they're scripted as if they did occur, or they're shown to, you know what I mean? I got you. Try time travel back to 2017. I don't know what's going on in 2017. Anything good? I don't know. If you could time travel, what would you do? Do you remember who won the Super Bowl that year? I would just go gamble on that. I would just be like, I would just do. When when Marty loses his almanac for sports betting and all this? Here's who won thing, and then Biff got all rich, right? Isn't that what happened? And then because he time traveled, so he made all the right choices, bought all the rights. Here's the gamble on this, gamble on this, got rich. I mean, wouldn't you do that? It would just like go, I just go. I mean, you couldn't really overbet because then they would be like, oh, you time travel, huh? Can't give you all that money. That's ridiculous. Don't bomb the system. Like don't screw the whole system up. You don't just walk in here. I'll put all of it on it. You'd have to make. And where you gonna get the loan for the first bet anyways? Yeah, you're still gonna have to. What? I mean, 2017. Anything cool happen? Maybe we just go to maybe we just get to the 17th of October, and then we time travel back 3 years and we keep doing that. So we get from 17 to 2017 to 2020, and we just live those 3 years, but any way you want. That'd be pretty good. I had a pretty good time those years. A lot of cool things that happened. New Orleans was a lot of fun. A lot of good times. Good summers. Good winters. Good lovers. You know what I mean? Yeah. Son of the spirit cooking. See, Eric Alchemy, I want that. I want him to be a Trojan horse. I think that would be great. I think that'd be great for everything. I do hope, but like hope in one hand and shit in the other. Tell me what comes true first. Pretty much, yeah. It would be nice, but again and again, it doesn't matter who comes out to vote. He's already selected in, even if they don't see it occurring. They open the door to let him in. Here's the instructions, Trump. Here's what you need to do to get this is got you. Yep. And he gets in. He's like, surprise, motherfucker. Surprise, motherfucker. Big fries, motherfucker. That's so funny. Joey Scott, heavy Mandela effect year. I had a personal Mandela effect just occur. Well, it's not personal. It's like it happened. There was a bunch of us, and it actually has to do with the Robert Zemeckis movie. Um, the film that I was going to show you. If you guys want me to do this Zoom thing, I'll show you the film. So everybody, if you want, just say you want to go to the Zoom, and I'll share it with you right now. If not, I can save it for later. But he does a movie called Man on the Wire. And everybody was sure, but it's either Man on the Wire or Man on a Wire. The and doesn't matter. And we looked at it. It's not called that. We were watching. I was showing them the decoding video, and I was like, "You guys," I was like, "You've all seen that movie?" They're like, "Yeah, it's called Man on the Wire." Man on the Wire. In unison, I was like, "That's not the right name." And like, "Nope." We are all 100% certain of it. And this is a movie that I've showed them I've watched the movie. I've talked to my friends about it. I've watched it with my friends. I've watched the sync book. And it always said Man on the Wire. Now it says that Robert Zemeckis did not direct that originally. That is based upon an old movie called Man on the Wire. And that he made a movie called The Walk. It was never that. I'm 1,000% sure. When I look it up, I was like, so part of my belief in the Mandela effect is that they have a computer system that has World Wide Web 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 4. Every time they make a web page, they have it stacked 10, 20 deep. And they change it, they alter one thing in that. And then they go, okay, right now, they just hit a button and you're on World Wide Web 5. So information is all changed. Anything that was, and then, I mean, and if you have a DVD player, it's digital, they could change that code. You don't know their technology. Doesn't matter. You might have a box that says it. That's about it. Physical copies of anything is so this is why so many things in movies got changed. The Tom Hanks one with life was like a box set. No, he said life is. That was an easy one too. But this one was even more profound for me because it's something that I've seen recently. Kabar, no. See, that's a trick because everybody was considering the Mr. Peanut Mr. Peanut on the side of the peanuts. You know, the yeah, he always had a monocle, and for whatever reason, everyone assumed if you're rich and whatever you'd have a monocle. No, he never did. I don't think, and I think that's just, I think that's just, I think there's too many things that can be. Oh well, you just don't remember it right. You don't remember it right. There's too many. There's too many errors in people's memories. But there's plenty of them that are pretty strong. The Field of Dreams one, that's pretty strong. You know, and why does it always have to do with movies though? You know, so there is some weird things overlaying reality in overlaying realities, and you know just the idea of quantum physics and different realms, and so yeah, I'm all for it. I just don't think that's one of them. And the Berenstain or Stain, even though that was the original one, you're a kid reading that. You're not paying attention to the spelling. You don't know the Jewish spelling versus the not, like just Stain versus Stein. You just assume as an adult like everyone's name is Stein that's Jewish, right? And the author was, you know. It's a funny one. It's a funny one. That one got me to begin with, but I'm like that one's again. We're kids. You don't really. You're not even good at spelling. You don't know history like that. So I could see how that's just a slip of mind. Thank you, Joey Scott. It was Man on a Wire. Yep. There it is. Crazy. if you use today's politics as a gauge for human intelligence, you can see we're obviously going backwards. Well, you could say we as the collective, not me. No, not me. No, I'm no longer human. I'm going in the other direction. I can't deal with these fucking humans no more. I'm not human. I'll just say it right here. I'm not human. Not even close. Unless I'm human and they're devolving to some subspecies. I mean, that's fine. I'll take that. But 1080. Hey, did you ever watch the movie Wizard? The Wizard? Remember it was about Super Mario Brothers and who was in it? Fred Savage, the Wizard. Yeah, wasn't that Fred Savage in the Wizard? Or was that something else? No, there was also, oh, there was the Mr. Wizard. There was another movie. Yeah. If nothing else, Trump. Well, see, Noble, I'm all for that he woke them up to fake news, but there still is the divide. They'll forget all about it. Which one's fake news? CNN? No, it's all fake news. He goes, CNN, you're fake news. It's all fake news, but he can't say that. You know, even if he tried to say it, like then who's he talking to? It's all fake. That's the point. Because whoever controls the media, like, okay, then it has to be supplanted by, you know, a few getting into these, you know, it's funny. I just watched They Live last night, which is very funny. What an absolutely horrifically, the dialogue was just the whole movie was garbage. I forgot how garbage the movie was. It's 5 stars and it was great in the sense like how simple the dialogue is and everything's right to the point. And see, this is, and they're like, but it was like so like B movie from 80s 90s, even though it wasn't at the time. That was it's John Carpenter, man, you know. But I was just like laughing at it. It was so funny. But the coding is pretty funny in there. Yeah, the fake news. I'm totally with you, but it's like people still. Then they take the you know, CNN's lying, but Fox is not. Man, growing up, do you know how bad Fox was? Fox is 666, but they listen to Fox News. Which news are people listening now? They're playing 2 sides of the coin. But remember, my friends, there's not 2 sides to a coin. As I'll show you again. 1 side, 2 side, 3. At least 3 sides to a coin if this is circular. But some have flat, like little divots, like you can put your nails there. So that's actually a side right there. And I believe a quarter has 72. So there's 74 sides to a quarter. It's not just 2 sides to a quarter. You want to guess? Anybody guess what's on the floor? I dropped it. I'll pick it up. I'm going with towels never fails. Feel free. I'm gonna pick it up. Anybody? I was wrong. It was heads. Who is Pan? Panic. Pan the goat god. Pan is also what you do if you're playing with a stereo system and you want to go from left to right. Wah 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 wah. It gives sin. It gives sign. It gives energy to something. It's energetic. Pan is to move something, to give it energy to it. Pan the goat god is the energy of this realm because Pan lived in sin. Sine wave. Sine wave is panning. So a pandemic is that. A dem, I see, yeah. Cliff High, I know Cliff High. I haven't seen him in years. I haven't seen his stuff in years. Oh, the wineskin thing, yep. Yeah, okay, Joey Scott, what is it now? Because I remember the wineskin to wine. I remember that one. It was at a time I used to have a Bible that I, looked through for many different reasons at the time. At the time, I was more into Sam Harris, Daniel Denton, those guys, the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. I used to be into that kind of, and then I found out how ridiculous they were. But that was years and years ago. And I would go through the Bible and highlighting that, all of the ridiculous things. Here's how evil the Bible is, how awful it is. They're asking for foreskins. Samuel, read the book of Samuel. It's gonna really make some people go crazy. Yeah. Eric, you said I'll fight you. It wasn't Berenstein. Hey, I'm on the Berenstein team as well. I lean very heavily to that. I'm just saying that it was so early in our upbringing. I mean, Eric, how old are you? Are you older than me? So even for me, I was only like 8, 7, maybe even younger than that. When did they come out? I was born in the 70s, man. So if you were old enough to if you're older than me, for you were in your even in your teens, man. I don't know who's running Berenstain in their teens, but I mean, if you like 10, 11, still you're not gonna really pay attention that hard. I got you on it. I'm leaning heavily that way. I would throw lots of chips at it. I wouldn't use it as if I had 100 chips. I wouldn't. There's a lot more better gambles I'd take. You know what I mean? Shit, I don't even remember what I did 2 days ago. How the fuck am I going to remember the title, the spelling of a book when I was 6 years old? I'll fight you right now. Yeah, see, but that's interesting stuff about the 2017. I don't know. I've never looked into that. Like, the Anunnaki put themselves into our thing. Yeah. Well, I knew about the Anunnaki and things before that, thanks to Ra. I said Ra. Rahu. Thanks to Michael Tellinger. I actually met Michael Tellinger. I don't know if y'all know who he is. I met him years ago. Years and years ago. Man, wait, when was it? I think 2012? When we were in D.C. He was doing a book tour. Slave Species of God. And yeah, I got some of his books over here. Oh, and anybody here that wants to, you can always find a way to donate to me beneath, because I need a bookshelf and I need another closet space, because my closet's a fucking mess and I need to get my kitchen smaller so I have shit in my closet that should be in my kitchen, but I don't have room for it. And my books are all stacked up in my closet that shouldn't be in my closet. They're taking up space where, so I can't really, my closet's a fucking mess. And I need to get my books out on shelves. So I need a bookshelf and I need a storage thing for more of my pots and pans and food items. Because my kitchen, I just don't have a lot of cupboard space. So if you guys want to donate to me, that'd be great. And you can find that beneath paypal.me/capital TSAR capital XEN Zar Zen. And the same thing on Cash App, $ capital TSAR capital XEN Zar Zen. Um, so that's my little donate to me buttons beneath. And thank you. Um, where were we? See, I hate doing little fucking commerce breaks in there. Yeah, oh yeah, Michael Tellinger. And I met him in D.C. and reading that, I really got into the Anunnaki coming here to mine for gold, right? And because it was going to fix their atmosphere and on their home planet, and they were going to take the gold back to their planet to fix their atmosphere around their realm. But there seems to be I don't know that it was the see I think there might have been a mistranslation. I don't know if it was the Anunnaki. So you have the yeah, you got the Nibiru. It's a little confusing. The people translate it a little different. Like some were like, oh, the giants that were helping us. Some were like stealing from us. Like you know, the story is convoluted, especially when it comes to like the translations. You got some people translating from these books, and some people like, oh, there's a mistranslation in this Bible. If you got to go back to the original writing, and they're like, do I trust the person? It's lots of like the Big Lebowski says when he says, yeah, there's lots of ins and outs. Is that what he says? And he's in the back of the limo, he's drinking his. He's trying to talk. What a fucking great movie. Mm. I've watched that movie hundreds and hundreds of times, and I still don't even know who the how like the whole. I don't even know what the outcome is. Like I don't remember. I've watched it hundreds of times. I just because I know a lot of the larger points they were making in the movie. It was a lot to do with like a lot of other conflicts and bigger bigger issues. And I still don't remember about the mod thing. And was she doing it to get money, or was I forget? I think so, but whatever. I'm gonna have to go watch The Big Lebowski again. Yummy. Oh, that was chunky. You're such a dirty fucker. Well, I had a little phlegm in my throat. What the fuck are you gonna do? Shepard Smith, I don't know. Okay, give me 1 second. There we go. Let me clean my. Here we go. Perfect. Score. Ziggy Stardust. Eric Alchemic. Look up Sal Williams, Niggy Tardust. You will be happy with that. As long as you like music. I would suppose you like music. Yes, Sal Williams, Niggy Tardust. Great shit. Pan is the nature god. Yeah, he was all into doing anything that was expressive and natural and dancing and fucking and fornicating and all of that. He was an expression of all things nature. Very very pagan. I think you'd even probably find the root being pa and pagans and yeah, very very earth creature. And if you want to know more about Pan, I would suggest reading one of my favorite books ever, probably my favorite book, Jitterbug Perfume. It was wineskin. Yeah, it was wineskin. It's wineskin now. It was wineskin in the beginning, and it went to wine bottle. I remember that. I just didn't have a book to verify that. I just seen all of the online sources and people just like going, no, I fucking am certain, and like because it wouldn't even make sense, and it made sense to me. I was unable to verify it with the book, but obviously like they didn't have. Why would they be putting it in bottles? The skins would go bad. You can use a bottle again. You can't use the skin again. That's the point. That was the whole point of the allegory of the story. So it would never make sense that they would translate it to bottle. Yeah. What about Steven Seagal? What's up, Barefoot? What is it? What is it? Is it working for you today? Is my broadcast? I'm not doing anything too intense this morning, this AM. this whatever time it is for you. So hopefully the broadcast is not fiddling with your internet connection as it does for some people sometimes. This can only get to certain people. I've told you this. It's just how it is. And it's funny, I watched They Live last night, and they were talking about like the signal that was coming from the preacher guy, and like how they couldn't get through because the signal of the larger corporate thing was too strong, and so their signal couldn't really get through. Sino will decipher Lucifer gold coin. You got me with that. So Joy Scott. Frog and Toad, I don't know anything about that. Yeah, Michael Tellinger's awesome. Before him, I was really into Jordan Maxwell and Michael Tessarian. If you want to see, I really enjoy. I haven't listened to him talk lately, but I always thoroughly enjoyed Michael Tessarian talk. Irish origins, and he's super educated. A little bit over snarky, but I liked it because he's obviously a practicing magician. But yeah, I liked Tessarian a lot. Michael Tessarian. The world might have already ended. Well, if life is but a dream again and again and again, well, it's just another dream then. So life didn't end. Life, as it were, ended. All of the epoch-olyps, epoch, E-P-O-C-H, apocalypse, epoch, lapse, an epoch's lapse. That's what it is. So the next lap of it, or to lapse something. Like if you have a prolapsed anus, if you have a prolapsed anus, that's terrible. That's got to be awful. Oh man, don't get me started. I've only had one sip of wine. Let's not get it started already. Eric, I haven't heard about a time loop causing that. I've heard about a lot of different reasons. I'm kind of starting to. Oh, nice. Sliding. There we go. Let's get over here. I'm starting to kind of lean toward. I mean, I've been heavily leaning towards the idea that we live on a very flat realm that is a computer board. We live on top of it. Starting to lean towards that, but then there are realms above and below, obviously. So I don't. Whatever. And there's other things over there, somewhere else on the computer board, and there's firewalls around ports of it, and then and you can zip through. Like it's kind of like a Tron world, but if there was a Tron world, there's also a Tron world over there that you can take portals to, and some of them got broke, and they're trying to repair them. And some people can bypass, and they're using. I mean, just think of going through a wormhole or portal whenever you're getting out of body. Pretty similar. Well, Robert, I don't like the way PayPal smells. Whatever. The PayPal, the papal bond. I mean, we'll cash out. I mean, everything's gonna have the stink of something on it. Everything's gonna have the stink of capitalism, taxing, whatever. Somebody's got to get a little bit of energy out of something. So, how the fuck am I gonna exist if I can't? There's a requirement to exist. I mean, not okay at totality. Here's the thing, because somebody offered me this question the other day. It's about like living completely freely. That doesn't suit me. You have to have bridge workers for the system. I live free for the most part. Like I can go out there and do shit and be offline and be like, but I enjoy this. I enjoy the city. I enjoy this life. I enjoy these things. I'm not reliant on them, but sometimes you have to be. And when out there, I'm not relying on this. So I'm relying on two different systems. I can rely on the natural system and know that I'll get what I want and come here and do it. But I like to bridge the gap for people, because most people are usually just going in that direction, out of the city, out of that kind of technological life, into a simple farm life, eating hand to mouth, that kind of thing. But I like both of them, and I like to be in the middle for people to guide people and bridge them over and cross, get on the boat. Which way you going? We can go this way or that way. Doesn't matter to me. I like both of them. People are like, why don't you just go live freely without all of this? Like, because then if I do that, then who's gonna help you motherfuckers out of here? who who can do it better than me? Not too many. Is that my ego talking? No, it's just a fact. It's like if I dip, people be like, oh shit, where did Zen go? Must have went to the other realm. There's plenty of times I'm kind of like, fuck this place, like all this bullshit. If it gets too technologically ridden, I might just dip. But I don't think it will. I think it will be. I think technology will continue to serve humanity. You know, the digital system, the tools, and I don't think it will turn into some crazy. I have to believe that. Any belief in my system of the future, I have to believe it cannot go the way of some dystopian future. We've already lived through a fringe dystopia, you know, where it's kind of like, oh, kind of it's dystopian-esque, but there's really good things, you know. That other dystopian future is like mind fuckery on a level that I just don't think that could exist. So I think the computer systems, the tools, the technology will all be in service to whatever the master system is as a human, and the things will maintain a position of, I hate to use the word slave, but that's just because they have no consciousness. That we only imbue our own consciousness into inanimate objects. As much as somebody wants to say that a piece of metal has a mind, it only has as much of a mind as I give it. That can be the only way it is. That animals and that plants have intelligence, yes, they do, unto themselves to a certain degree, but they can't get up and walk around. It's an absolute impossibility. They need to have roots in the ground, so they only have a consciousness. Of course they do. Of course trees are something special. Of course plants are. Of course animals do, but we have thumbs, opposable thumbs, and we start fires and we create things. Animals can't do that. It's not a thing. Trees, they do what they do. They hold down fort. So that's my 2 cents on it. Yeah, I don't know about Frog and Toad book. I don't know that. Yeah, the paper bull. I'm always bedaddling up your. Yeah, I don't mean to do it. It's just something that happens. Even when you have mass quantities of, if you have a pipe this big, right? It seems like he's throwing up the thing there. You want? I'll do it. You gonna do this one too? Oh no, I'm gonna do this one over here too. I can do the left eye and the right eye. See, everybody goes, oh, left eye of Horus. Well, did you know there's a fucking right eye too? You donkey nuts, you dildos. Everybody always goes that. Well, it's always the left eye. What the fuck about the right eye? What about when you look at the side of the hemisphere of the brain and realize everybody already knows this. Look at a pyramid. It's showing you where the pineal, the pituitary, and where the bowels move out of the system. Because underneath there's water that goes through it, and it's showing the brain to the stomach. It's showing the whole thing. The sun and the moon and the pituitary and the pineal, the man and the woman, the electric, the magnetic, the milk and the honey, and yeah, that's a burial site. No, you put people in there to astral travel to other dimensions on some heavy duty shit. That's what some of those were for astral travel, and as well electromagnetic energy. You know, the taking etheric energy, that static electricity. That static electricity is around you all the time. Ether is around you all the time, and they were just pulling that out and then pushing it out to other places. That's what it was for. Yeah. Only thing to kill a dream is a dream. I like that. Yeah, Jordan Maxwell. I mean, he's a dude that woke me up, but he's to me, his whole shtick is tired as fuck. Just is. I mean, just the way he talks, it's such a cool. What does he always say? He repeats some same words over and over, and he just seems like a robot on loop. Like, how is that dude still alive? Because I remember when I woke up to this shit. It was 20 years ago, easy, and he looked the same as he looks today. And he was incidentally. You always say incidentally, after everything. A lot of the shit he said is true, but no, there's no way he got away with this for that long if he's telling some secrets, because he's not. He's controlled. He's a gatekeeper. Nonetheless, I don't mind. I don't mind. He's a fucking cool dude. He can only say what he can say. But to me, like I stopped listening to shit a long time ago, just because I already heard it. I got it. Listen. Like, all of it's really great. He gave as much as he could. To me, it's nothing new. Let's see what we got here. Heads or tails? Oh, there it is. Got it. Caught it. What is it? On the back of the hand. Everybody was pissing the back of the hand. It is going to be heads again. Mr. Washington. George Washington. Does anybody know that song? What's his name? Brad Neely. Anybody know Brad Neely comics? Come on, somebody here say they know Brad Neely comics. Washington. Okay. Oh, for real? I would do it, Z Noble. I talk to children all the time. Kids love me. They're very drawn to me. It's like they're like, I love listening to 5-year-olds just talk and just they're so like they're wild. And then they look at me, like you can't even tell, like kids that are like newborns to like 5 years old. If I walk by, they just go, and their parents would be like, "What the hell?" And I'm like, and they'd be like looking at me like, "What is that?" Seriously, it happens all the time. Kid would be crying, and I'll look at it and I'll go, "Huh?" So funny, so funny. And yeah, it's not even my beard. Cause I don't know. What do you even talk about? I don't know. This is. I'd have to have somebody that's a good artist. I'm not. I can draw really well, but I'd have to. It would take away from everything else I did. Takes me too long. I'm too much of a perfectionist to be an artist, really. And with language, I just accept that I'm not going to be good at it, so I can trip over words and say weird things. Because it's like, oh, well, that's gone. With a pencil line or a pen, I'm like, oh, I can erase that. I can. Like, you ever like write notes and then you erase it because it's too messy, and you're like, oh man, that's bad stuff. That's like OCD. I had a girlfriend that used to take notes in college, and she was an artist as well. And if her handwriting wasn't perfect, she would take whiteout over her notes and rewrite it. She already had really perfect handwriting, like just like a girl's good handwriting. You can always read it. It just wasn't good enough. She would white out her notes and write over it. Yeah, she was. That was like her only OCD thing, but it was hard OCD because one day I took her her whiteout and I stuck it on top of the fan, and she's a shorty rock, so she couldn't reach it, and her fan didn't work, so she couldn't turn it on. So I just put it onto that fan. She's like, give me my whiteout back. I know. It's like she couldn't figure out. She'd just go get like a broomstick or something and knock it down. But she's like, give my whiteout back. She's really mad about it too. It's very funny. Oh, you said an educational video. Yeah, well, sure. I don't know. I mean, I don't know where to start with that. Somebody would have to kind of give me an outline. I would do it. People want me to do like read books. I read books. I read books to people. I hate reading books to myself. It's the worst. Just sit there. I'll fall asleep. But reading books to people is awesome. And back to Brad Neely comics. Do you guys not know Brad Neely? Can you look up Brad Neely? Neely, and George Washington, if you want a good laugh. And then just get into the rest of his comics. They're hilarious. I think they're from years ago now. I'm probably 12 years old now. 8 to 12 years old, yeah. Well, that's fun. Everybody's been commenting. These things happen in my comment section all the time where it just stops working. And I have to push the button and it says, you are not live chat. All messages are visible. Okay, try again. It says some messages might be spam and not be visible. But no, that's what I have people with wrenches for, to smash those people in the head. And let me read the comment. If I consider it spam, I'll get rid of it. Although the other day I was making a video and I swear I didn't know who this person was. I thought they were just bullshitting me. Apparently, Flat Earth British came through to one of my shows, but I didn't realize his name was Flat Earth British Sub, and I thought it was somebody acting as if they were Flat Earth British. I didn't realize it was Sub afterwards. And I was like, "Are you fucking with me?" And I was like, "Nah." I was like, "Fuck you." And I was like, it wasn't like if I enjoy his videos. I've been commenting on him before and been like, "Hey, what up, dude?" You know, whatever. So, so if I, so if I did, I don't know. Hopefully I didn't piss. What is his name, Mick? I like his videos. He's a cool guy. So if I said any shit to him and he ever hears this again, I meant nothing by it. This is the internet, and I just see, images over here, and I just talk shit. So, and I always do wonder whenever people like. I was talking to somebody yesterday, and like, yeah, you fucking wild out sometimes. It's like, yeah, but that's like 1% of the time. Like literally, if you were to take all of the information I've put out, it'd be like 92% of it is 90% of it is okay, 80% of it is informational. 12% of it to 15% of it is me being funny, and 3% of it is 3 to 7% of it is just talking, I don't know, random shit with you guys, and then 1% of it is me telling people to fuck off. I think that's pretty reasonable. I get 1% of the time to tell people to go fuck themselves. I think that's okay. If I don't do that, then you don't get the rest of me, because I would be like, it'd be like, well, somebody was like, I don't like it when you're being rude, and I don't like it when you're being, using foul words. I'm like, if I were to go, oh, you don't like it? I'm so sorry. I won't be rude. I won't use foul words. Then I wouldn't know half as much as I know. You wouldn't hear from me. I would be like, oh, I don't want to offend anybody. Let me just not make a video. I've done the greatest things, and people are offended by what I've said in my videos that I didn't say anything to offend anyone. I've been actually told that I offended more people in those videos. Tell people about something about magic. Tell something about water. I've gotten fights about water. About water. Like, drink clean, pure, distilled water. Don't drink the stuff with the stuff in it. Don't do this. Don't electrocute your water. Don't. They're like, oh, you're stupid. Don't drink distilled water. It'll rob your body of minerals. You need to electrocute your water and put dirt in it. Huh? Okay. And that's where I do the most. So I'm not even trying to offend anybody. I'm just trying to give people information. Pisses people off more than when I tell people to go eat. People got to eat, I don't know. It's always boxes and bags, and I'm gonna start using some new words. How about a shoe full? How about I used vase the other day. A vase full of vase deferences. Apparently, no one's commenting anymore. I guess I've lost communication on your side. Well, maybe what I might do here is end this one and start another one in a little bit. I don't know. Ain't nobody saying shit. I'm about spending what the fuck I gotta say. So if anybody is commenting, I can't see any new ones showing up. So I'll take that as either you guys are spent or the shit is fucked. Either way, yeah, I'm seeing no comments on here. Cool. All right, so if you guys can still hear me, I am probably going to start another video in a little bit. The comments seem to have slowed or stopped, and it's been fun. Maybe I'll be back on right away, and by right away I mean like 5 minutes, or it might take a little bit. But you guys have a beautiful day if I don't see you, and if you do see me again today, it'll probably be, let's see what time is it here. It's 10:30. I don't know, maybe noonish my time, or it could be in 5 minutes. You never know. Make sure you turn the bells and whistles on so because it never works for anybody. Subscribe, like the video if you liked it, and if you don't like it, cut your thumb off, because in fact you probably don't have a brain, and you're probably not listening this far, which is great. Toodles. Have a beautiful day. Bye.